program today is we're a month into the season and Dave and I both haven't caught a muskie on a bucktail, even though we're sponsored by these guys, like arguably the world's greatest bucktails. So today the focus is we got to get one on a bucktail or a spinnerbait because the weeds are going to be up. We're going to be pounding weeds.
The water should have cooled off. It's been everything should be stable.
Yeah.
So I would think they should be back in their summer patterns or on their summer patterns. So hopefully, because everybody knows blade baits, the bite's fun.
Today it's all about blades. We got to get it done on blades. If we can't get it done on blades today, you heard it here first, I'm going to break one of David's fishing rods at the end of this video.
One of the ones at home that's already broke?
That could be true. We'll be back to you guys in a bit. Far cry from the 79 we've seen a week or so back. Well, we knew that wasn't going to stay.
No, it's like the lakes are done what they're supposed to. They stabilize, you know.
Oh, I had him. God.
Got there, Glenn?
I got me a blade with no name.
Shocker.
It's in a new pattern that come up with this year. Oh, she got bent a little bit. It's in a pattern called Joker. She's definitely twisted. But what did we say at the beginning of the video, Dave?
Well, we're going to try to get them on blades, and we have been trying.
Yeah, it's been tough. And you guys could just see, I showed you guys that little clip that we fished through the worst of the rain, eh, Dave?
Well, I'm hoping, but they've been coming in little storms every hour or something, and it's when they get here, it's ugly.
So we just come to a spot that Dave and I know pretty well, and it's one that we've had a lot of success with in the back. I just said to Dave, you caught a 48 here a number of years ago when we were pretty green at muskie fishing. We come in and I was casting out in the center of the channel. Dave's working the shoreline, and this one hit right at the rock, so it's not quite as long as we thought.
Oh, it's a feisty little guy. Oh, nice fish though.
Pretty decent little one.
Yeah. Tail's a little bit beat.
Yep.
But
all right, let's get this one back. All right.
There you go, do your thing. Nice.
Moral of that story, Dadson, blade with no name. Just get one and put it on and be done with it. Hey guys, like 8-9 casts later, the blade with no name comes through, but this is not a muskie, but this is the kind of pike, northern, whatever you want to call them, that everybody comes to Canada for, eh, Dave?
This thing has a back on it.
Yeah, it's a nice looking fish.
We don't often do this, but we're gonna bump this northern because
it's definitely worthy of throwing on a bump board. We always say anything like 36 and over for a pike is nice, and this has got to be, I'm gonna guess this is all of that. So we're gonna get it unhooked and we'll be right back.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Even your Joe Booker grab there. That is a fat gator. 40 and a quarter.
Whew. Hey guys, we'll take a gator like that. Look at his tail. He's been beat up, eh, Dave?
Well, that is, yeah, he's not happy.
Yap on him.
Yeah, that is a...
Yeah, I don't care who you are. Like, we're diehard muskie anglers, but we will absolutely take...
Like, look at the back on that fish.
We'll take a gator like that any day. He's definitely
stressed.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the cave. Cool day for us. We were able to get it done with the bucktails, and it's just a matter of time before you catch with bucktails in northwestern Ontario. Everybody knows that. But for us, we just hadn't caught, and it was getting a little bit frustrating for us because we just couldn't seem to get it done on the bucktails. But thankfully, a lot of the other baits are working, which is really cool. But this is a really cool spot, and you heard in the video, Dave and I said that he had caught a 48 in this spot in the past. And I'll kind of explain how we used to do this. And we used to do it, you'll notice here the lake current is running this way. We used to always come in from this side, run the boat straight down the middle, and just kind of fan cast both sides because we didn't really know. We ended up catching a 48 down in this corner along the weeds that run along the shoreline. And it proves that that certainly works. But where we have changed our philosophy over the years is when we have lake current and wind, we always try to cast up current or upwind and pull our baits down with the current so it looks like a more natural presentation of bait fish moving through an area. And on this day, because the fish were holding super tight to structure, it took us a while to find that pattern. But once we kind of keyed in on the fact that they were sitting either tight to shore or tight to structure. So in this case, this is a very complex piece of structure. And there's some rocks in the middle of this saddle that runs from the island to mainland that top out around 2 to 3 feet. And there's weeds kind of scattered in amongst it. And for most people, they'll come into a spot like this, and because it's a natural saddle, they'll run the boat down the middle, fan cast both sides, and in a lot of cases, you'll contact some fish on either side. And we went in here knowing that we wanted to try and target these rocks in the center. So positioning the boat straight down the middle just wasn't going to be the right option for Dave and I. So we made the decision to come in, place the boat around here, and something that we don't normally do, we were going to cover both sides because we wanted to be kind of economical on our casting. So Dave was casting into the inside. I was casting up into these rocks. And as we got, I think we were about halfway down these two rock spines, the fish that hit me actually hit right off of the edge of one of those rocks that's underwater, and I'm just going to assume that that fish was sitting tight to that rock in cover. My bait went over, and it literally just jumped up out of the rocks, hit the bait. Really cool. It was a little bit of a monkey off our back to get that one in the bag. And then probably even the better part of the day for us was we just got that fish back. We were still working our way down. I think we had the boat position kind of in here. And again, Dave was casting one way, I was casting the other, and I cast up into what I'm going to assume was kind of the edge of the weeds, where the weeds kind of start to slope away and it starts to drop down into the deeper water. And I had that big pike hit way out from the boat. And don't kid yourself, guys, pike in that 40-inch class, those are great fish. And I know some people don't like to catch them. We don't like to catch the little ones. We just call them nuisance pike because, you know, they just thrash up in the net and they wreck stuff. But to catch a big one like that, yeah, that's a pretty cool fish. We'll take that any day. But when you guys are fishing your home waters and you see saddles like this, don't be tempted to just run your boat down the middle and fan cast, because lots of times there could be complex structure underneath. Go in, work it methodical, try and break it down, use your auto charting, use live scope, use side imaging, everything that you guys have at your disposal, and try and learn a spot like that. For us, we know this spot inside out from years of fishing it, so we were able to go into it with a really solid game plan, and it worked for us. We picked up 2 fish back to back. That's basically all you could hope in a spot like this. So hopefully when you guys see a spot like this, you'll break it down a little bit different on your home water, and hopefully it'll help you guys catch some more fish. All right, guys, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. We're heading home. Actually moved a couple fish the last few spots.
Yeah, some decent fish.
Yeah, Dave had actually a shot at one pretty decent one there. Come up late, and the ones that were out on open water structure seemed like they were coming up out of the deep.
They weren't following, they would just appear both sides.
Yeah. And if you're coming up to Canada, the bugs are effing bad. But
right now, they're not too good yet.
Yeah, but that's the way that goes. For now, 54 bucks is out of here. I'll catch you guys out on the water later.